We spoke last week about the attribute of evil, the person who acts impulsively on the spot, doesn't think. I want to share with you an incident that happened with me on Friday, applying this attribute in practical circumstances. I was at a certain store. I've had difficulties in the past at this store. They are not so familiar with the word customer service. In fact, one time I mentioned that word to them, and they laughed. They said, customer service. Anyway, I was in the store, and my wife wanted something extra that she'd asked me for. So she called me up, and they were very, very disturbed by the fact that I was on the phone. They said, "Do you have to be on the phone?" I said, "As a matter of fact, yes." My wife was asking me for something extra. I said, "So you'll have to leave the store." In any event, I was about to get quite upset. And I actually did make a comment. I said, when I walked in the store, I didn't see anywhere that you're not allowed to use the phone. There are stores that have that rule. I didn't know that that was a rule here. I said, yes, yes, in fact, it is. Okay. But it was quite disturbing for me because I was just trying to find out what I need to buy. So I decided to say, Kol Ma'adav Rahman Latova. I said it once, I said it twice. Everything that the merciful one does, he does for good. And I said it many, many times. In fact, it must have been about 20 or 30 times. And as she was taking care of my order, I was saying it. She was like watching my lips move, probably wondering what I was saying under my breath. And then I needed a little bit of a favor vis-a-vis my payment, the credit card. And she said, I don't usually do this, but I'll do it for you. So there were two things that came out of that incident. Number one is I was happy for the victory because I was about to give this person a piece of my mind, and that would have been silly and unproductive. Number one. And number two is people appreciate when you are able to accept a situation, the circumstances, whatever hakpadas, whatever rules they might have, whether or not uh, they are practical or not practical. It is a thing. Afterwards, I realized that this person was from a certain culture, as was someone else in that store, a certain country and a certain culture. But probably this type of store in their country, they're very, very careful about many details and people being on the phone. So I understood a little bit better. So I'm going to go on now. We started last week about this trait of impulsivity, and we're learning what the Vilna Gaon says about it, about the trait of Avel. There's a number of other psukim in Mishlei where the term Avel is mentioned, and just to get the shlemus, to get the full picture of who an Avel really is, why it's so worthwhile to stay away from this attribute. The first pasuk I want to talk about is in Parak Yud, pasuk uh, Yud Dalet. It says, "Chachamim yitzpunu das." Chachamim hide their wisdom. Upi Avel mechat krova. But the mouth of an Avel, of the impulsive person, is mechat krova. Now, like you sure how to translate mechat krova? I mean, I think it's krova means like at hand, nearby. It's always available. Not sure what mechata means, but let's see. The girl will help us hopefully. Chavim with us, klomer. Achavim afilu mashi yoidim b'sichlon or masigan lohutz v'piem shalom zolishkichu. They're very, very careful about every single iota of information in their head, which is important, not to forget it. But on the other hand, piavo mechati krova ha'abil shu'anaf mipasi. A pasi is someone who's easily enticed. They don't think, they don't follow through. Now, see, if I had blown up at this woman, like my Yitzhar was telling me, the Yitzhar of Ra, right? Mentioned that this, which is actually the Gross is the male part of the Yitzhara, it gives you like these pushes, you know? What do you mean? I need to know what I'm supposed to buy in this store. I need to be a 1 minute conversation with my wife for her to tell me, like, what's wrong with being on the phone for 1 minute? And the Yetzer of Ra was pushing me to blow up at this woman. And that would not have been smart for many reasons. Number one, because as the Arizal says and the Zohar says, when you get angry, you lose your neshama, and it's replaced by the fire of Gehenna. That's number one. But number two, obviously, this woman is not going to be so helpful to me after I got really, really upset with her. So that's why, first thing, you have to always think 3 steps ahead. What's going to be? That's number one. But number two, I feel and it's unbelievable. They forget everything. They don't guard their knowledge. That's one problem. Ba'od, chachamim yitzpunu das, chachamim mastirin ma shehem yoida. They don't reveal what they know. Aval avil, any yoch lahastir belibay. What's he take him a peeve? That causes them big problems. The problem with the avil is he's like too quick on the trigger. He's like as soon as it comes into his head, he says it very quickly, and that is a great danger because many things which come to our mind right away are just not the things that we're meant to say, and they're even harmful and dangerous. Therefore, we should be very careful to follow these very wise instructions of Shlomo Melech and the Vilna Gaon, and they will save us much heartache in life. Just try to think 1, 2, 3 steps ahead. What will happen if I use it now? When a person is boiling with anger, disturbance, frustration, you want to let it out. You want to let them have a piece of your mind. But think about it. Next time this happens, like happened to me last Friday, think about it. Try to determine is this really the most practical move. And 99 out of 100 times, maybe 100 out of 100 times, right? The answer will be no. It's just not worth it. It doesn't pay, and in the long run, it'll just cause you trouble, heartache, and it's an affair. Chazal say, right? Kol hakoyes kilu ovid avodah Kel zar. You're listening to that God within you, right? That God, which is the Yetzer Hara, with a lowercase g. You're listening to that God within you who's pushing you to get furious, full of rage. And don't listen to him. Listen to the Borei Olam, like we said. If you turn off that loud music or that loud noise, you'll hear a soft, faint voice saying, be calm, cool, and collected. Just do what the Torah says to do. Right? When you turn off the loud voice, which is the Yetzer Hara, you have the soft voice, which is the Yetzer Tov. So let's all do it. It's not going to be easy. A lot of times we're going to fail. Like I myself can tell you that about many times, which I was not successful in this endeavor. But we have to keep trying. No matter what, we have to keep trying. And don't give up. As the Vilna Gaon says, don't give up because a person is a constant battle. And like I told somebody when I was younger, I used to follow baseball, and 300 is a great batting average. That's 3 out of 10. Right? So you have a batting average for baseball, and you have a batting average for the Yetzer Hara. If your batting average is 300 with the Yetzer Hara, you're doing quite well. And if it's 400, you're a superstar. They'll put you on the All-Star team. So let's keep that in mind. And every time we can perceive and sense that a battle with the Yetzer Hara is taking place, let's try and win that battle and overcome that strong push that we have to get upset or say something improper or do something without thinking. Hashem should help us greatly in this very great endeavor and give us the greatest siyata d'shmaya. Amen.